Mommy made me mush my M&M's, oh my. Mommy made me mush my M&M's, oh my. Mommy made me mush my M&M's, oh my. Nya, nya, nya. Welcome back to Rescued Art. My name is Brenda, and if you're new here to this channel is here for you to learn about world's famous art and your new favorite artist. Not me specifically, I'm barely an artist, but you know, I'm here to, you know, try stuff out. If you don't know me already, I'm an artist, but also college dropout. So I'm trying to find new ways to entertain myself, and I guess I'm gonna do it through educating the masses about art and artists and art. I actually made a video before, and I think I either had a booger in my nose or you saw all my hyperpigmentation. I wasn't having that. So today's artist we're going to talk about is Claude Monet. If you don't know who he is, or you might know him as simply just Monet, like a mononym, like Beyonce, but Monet, like Galileo, I guess, I don't know. But he was famous for doing impressionist art, French Impressionism. He didn't coin the phrase, but his critics did. So when they looked at his art, they're like, it kind of looks like something, but it's really not. Oh well. He was born in 1840 and died in 1926 of lung cancer. But let's talk about the in-between time. You know, trying to beat the sunset behind me because I'm outside and it's a beautiful day and there's no reason to film inside because it's dank and dreary. La 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 la. He was born in 1840 in France. While he was growing up, he did a lot of art as far as like sketching and painting of like people, passerbys, neighbors, friends, family, whatever. He would capture their essence onto paper. His mother put him through school. His father was not supportive of him and actually wanted him to join the business, the family business, the grocery store business or whatever. He was like, nah son, I'm not fucking having that. I'm not doing it. You're not going to see me doing it. Peace out. So he went to his aunt's house, lived with her, and then got drafted into the French army that was currently colonizing Algeria. In 1861, he served as a soldier for the 1st Regiment of Africa Light Cavalry. It wasn't something that he really wanted to do. If you're an artist, most people have political grievances. Most artists do, at least the artists that I know, with war. So he wasn't really for that. His dad actually was trying to get him out of the army. The only way to trade off for that service that his dad was going to provide for him was to leave art. Like, nah, no art. You're coming to my grocery business. He was like, no, I got out of your house. I'm not doing that. You're not going to make me. And that's the end of that. I don't know what to tell you. He stayed, but he ended up getting typhoid. You don't know about typhoid. It's like super diarrhea, like diarrhea. Like I just had a lot of mozzarella sticks and diarrhea, but like for weeks. Subsequently, you can actually die from it. If you don't know much about it, look up Typhoid Mary. Look her up. Oh wait. Found her? She's gross, right? Picking her ass, making soup for her employers and stuff. Yeah, she was a maid that like did nasty stuff with her food. There wasn't a lot of hygiene back in that day, but she was actually like tried in jail for it or something. I don't know. Let's start guessoing this. So I got this stuff right here. Bam. Got this from Walmart. It's a lot, but you can probably run through this pretty quickly if use it as white paint as well, which I sometimes do myself. I wet the canvas. You should probably do that too. Wet. This is wet now. He developed typhoid, right? So that sucked. He recovered from it. To get him out of the army, his aunt actually offered to pay for him to get out. She was like, okay, you can come out, so like, you know, you can like continue doing art and stuff. So he just waited a little while longer and really got what he wanted. And I assume his family had some money. Later on he didn't, but like right now he had some money. They offered to send him to school. I would take that offer in a heartbeat. With how much school costs right now, Jesus Christ. Never. Look at that. Oh yeah. That's what you came here for, right? Psych. Oh no, I dripped it everywhere. That's what happens when you do stuff for clout. Art. This is a Jackson Pollock. No, it's not, Brenda. No, it's not. So just get it all in there. Doesn't have to be pretty. Try to make it uniform so it dries uniformly and it doesn't have like nasty streaks in it. Make sure the canvas is wet before you start. That's gross too. Alright. and get it on my dress. Dope. Alright. So this is acrylic. It will stain your clothes. Make sure you don't let it stain your clothes because it will stain. It will stay there forever and you won't have something to wear to the party tonight. Okay? He went to art school. One of the most prestigious art schools in France. So he went back to France to go to school. Because why wouldn't you? But the problem is that his art was constantly getting rejected because it didn't embody what was in the Louvre. They didn't like it. They constantly rejected it because, nah. It wasn't what they were looking for. So it drove him to go to the tippy top of a bridge and jump off. He jumped off into some water. He survived. He went through a lot of depression leading up to it because his art was getting rejected. He didn't know what to do. He didn't have money to support his family. So he was like, I'm better off not doing it. And you know what? That's not the way to go, because later on he turned into one of the most prestigious artists in history. We know him today, right? I hope you know him. I hope you're doing a book report about him because he's worth noting. In 1873, he met up with a guy. And this guy turned out to be his bestie. His bestie ended up painting him and becoming a very famous piece of work. The name of it is literally called Monet Painting in His Garden at the Argenteuil. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not going to, but I'm going to put it right here. It's the place where he lived. He moved out, he's, living on his own. He rented a house and whatever. And he was like, I'm just gonna live in this nice ass house with all these flowers and I'm gonna paint them. Yeah, all ya. Renoir, I don't know how to pronounce his name either. Name going here. Renoir turned out to be his bestie. They like really, really bestie. Not like no bullshit. Like they were like super besties. Like so he turned to a bunch of other artists and they started like a little secret society for artists. The name of the artist thing is called the Anonymous Society of Painters, Sculptors, Printmakers, etc. And the etc. part is a part of it too. That's part of the name. They organized exhibits in 1874 and it consisted of Renoir, Camille Pissarro, Edgar Degas, and Paul Cézanne. Cézanne, whatever. It's right here. All those names. There's more. It's not just them. There was like other people too. Later on in his life, as he was gaining money and popularity for his artwork, he had a wife, like a nice, lovely wife. And then she died. I think they had a couple of kids. After she died, he remarried, and his second wife was insanely jealous of his first wife. Second wife was jealous of first wife. Second wife was a bitch. So she would do this thing where she would like take all of like every memorabilia thing of his first wife and like destroyed it. Like ripped it up, destroyed it, set it on fire, whatever. She just did not like the fact that there was paintings made of her, did not like the fact that she existed. Even though she was divorced and remarried to him, she had previous kids from before. I don't know why. Anyway. People grieve in different ways. Maybe he was being a dick about it. It's like, you're never going to be like my first wife. Like, in French. Oh, and another fun fact for, I guess, Pornhub or whatever. One of his sons actually married one of his stepdaughters. So it was like, they were mixed in purples, It's like a Pornhub title. Like, you could put it on browsers. Who knows? From 1883 up until his death in 1926, he lived in a village in North France. Over the years, he spent a lot of money on his garden and was just painting away. Water lilies is what he was most famous for and what you probably will find if you Google his name and his artwork, so like Monet paintings. You will definitely find the water lily picture, painting, before anything else. He painted his garden. He would get gardeners to plant everything. Just like apple trees, water lilies. You want it, you got it. He named it, he got it. Like he had the money to go do it and that's what he did. It was actually ill-advised for him to plant water lilies into his reservoir lake thing next to his house because it actually contaminated the water, but he didn't care. He cared about his water lilies so much that he got his gardeners to dust them. He didn't know that was a thing. Wouldn't it just be pollen? Isn't that what you want? But no, he got them dusted, got the cobwebs up and everything. That's what he was in love with his garden. Later on in his life, he actually developed cataracts, which is devastating for any artist. He actually got criticized for his artwork because he was going blind, that his impressionist paintings were similar to his vision. So as his eyesight was going, reds were turning muddy, blues were getting less sharp, trying to avoid surgery, but he ended up getting 2 surgeries and had to get corrective lenses. He ended up dying of lung cancer in 1926, but he died famous and wealthy, so good for him, right? That's what we all want. Somebody like Monet that owed a lot of his work to nature should be applauded. This is a couple of his quotes. Hopefully you find some inspiration from it. Maybe you want to go outside and paint some flowers. Everyone discusses my art and pretends to understand, as if it were necessary to understand, when it's simply necessary to love. If a Frenchman did not write that. Another quote, I perhaps owe having become a painter to flowers. The richness I achieve comes from nature, the source of my inspiration. Oh, God. I just started blushing if I hadn't already painted it on. I hope you found some inspiration in that. Thanks for liking, comment, and subscribing, viewing, whatever you just did. Following this is going to be a simple rendition of what he painted, which is the water lilies, which was the water lilies. So here's the time-lapse video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Okay? Bye.